All right. We're here with Vadrik, Astral Archmage. Very similar to Baral, where you discount your spells, except you have red. So you can actually kill your opponent with burn spells, like that giant X spell. I can't find it. Where is it? It's like XXX and 2 or something like that. Yeah, this. Which actually I pulled off in one of the 2 games I played with it. Electro Dominance. I don't think I'm running Banefire, no. What else does it do? It's kind of cool. You use burn spells as removal spells too, so it's not entirely on counter spells. I am running Tome of the Infinite, because why not? Baral and Goblin Electromancer are more discounts. Not super... It's like, I don't know, it's wishy-washy because your commander discounts way more than this. This just discounts for 1. You do get to cycle your hand when you cast counter spells, but this could just be something else. But for now, it's just Brawl. I crafted a Mizzix Mastery for this, and I crafted the Celestus as well. It does the day-night thing, and it's probably the best 3-mana rock because it sort of has card draw on it, kind of, which is kind of weird, but we'll take it. Oh, my statuses, no. What else? Oh yeah, I got the new negate status, so now it's asking me if I want to use it, which I actually don't want to use it, but I don't feel like swapping it out now. I messed that up. Anything else to talk about? 2-mana rocks. Other than that, really no ramp spells because your commander's most of the ramp. Defending your commander with counter spells is certainly a good idea, whereas maybe Brawl you could let him die a couple times, or at least once. This you don't really want to die, especially when it starts amassing a bunch of counters. You really don't want it to die. I haven't even put much thought into the day-night cycle thing. I just sort of play the game, and it just kind of happens. But certainly want to pay attention to it. I'll have to work on that. And yeah, let's see how we do. Like and subscribe, and let's play Magic. I don't know what I changed, so let's hope I didn't change anything drastic there. I think it was just a status effect or whatever. But yeah, I played 2 games with it so far, and it felt good. I was iffy about making a video about this deck because it did seem like if there was a deck that would take quite a while to practice, it would definitely be this dude. But I won both games very easily. Just having my commander sort of sit there and her opponent have no answer to it. Okay, this is good. Memory Deluge is another card I'm not super big on because it is just a 2-mana draw 2, as you cannot spend more than 2 mana on it for both sides typically when you have Vadrik in play. Vadrik, excuse me, not Valdrik. I think there is a Valdrik in Magic. So we want blue, right? We have a blue mana rock right here, and everything else is 1 blue. There's more blue sources in the deck than red, so I'm actually just going to name red. We don't really have any double blue in our hand that's worth casting right now. Opponent doesn't do anything. That is very interesting. Here we see the power of Vadrik, immediately giving us the ability to 1-mana negate, much like Baral. Just costs 1 more mana. Oh no, there goes my mana rock. You got to pick which ones you draw through out of the 4 or 7 cards you see. No, with Vadrik, it's mana spent, so I actually don't get to see that many cards. In fact, when this gets a counter, I only get to see 1 card. Excuse me, 2 cards. I don't get to see 3 like it says right now when I pass the turn. So right now it's day, and if I don't cast anything, it flips, or gets a counter, which I think is fine over casting this, right? Because if I cast this, I get a mana. But if I don't cast anything, I get essentially way more mana. See, now this costs 2, and I will only see 2 cards, so it's just a 2-mana draw 2. Okay. Spell swinging does kind of make sense there. I'm gonna just look at. I'll just draw 2 cards here. Yeah, I'm kind of iffy about Memory Deluge. It just really is a 2-mana draw too, which is fine, especially instant speed. But I was kind of hoping to hit a land there. I wouldn't say it's a bad card, no. Because you don't always have your commander in play. Alright, so I don't want Mana Dork sitting in my opponent's board, but I don't really have a choice. I can Mizzix Mastery literally nothing. I can Frostbite. 3 or more snow permanents. I only actually have 2. This is not a snow. I can't get another one in play. I can pass and make everything cheaper again. But I don't feel like that's getting me places. Whatever. I'm just going to pass and discard Chemister's Insight. See what happens. I have no counterspell. They do have 3 mana, so they won't swing. I'm going to Chemister's Insight Mastery, because that has flashback as well. Oh, hey, that's funny. We can actually just unsummon something here, which is hilarious. Does this exile itself, or just another creature? Okay, it's another creature. So I'll bounce. I'll take the turn. I'll bounce their commander. I really don't care if you flicker anything. In fact, it really doesn't do anything at all. This just doesn't do anything. Oh, it puts 1 additional counter on this. Okay, so it does do something. Sure. We cannot attack. Hey! Alright, so we're going to play Signet. I'm going to cast 2 cards to put a counter here. Finally. So we're going to just kill this. And then pass. I could play Baral, but I don't see a reason to. I think leaving up Negate is just better. I have no answer to that. Could have maybe waited for this. No, wait, this is not the copy spell, actually. So never mind. They have 3 mana again that's up, but again, it's not very, it's not particularly strong. I'll take Glimmer. I think it just costs 1 mana, so. Alright, so we have to cast, you know, it's day again. So, no one, is it 2 or no? So we don't cast anything and it flips again. I don't really know what we're doing with more counters right now. But I don't see a reason not to. I would like Baral in play, though. I would also like this in play. But no, I think we can just pass. It means if our opponent casts 2 spells, we get yet another one. Can I disrupt this? There's a chance I find something to disrupt this with. But I don't feel like this is the strongest thing our opponent can do. In fact, this doesn't seem relevant. It's not getting them closer to, like, killing me. It does allow this to tap for mana now, though. But they're not really doing anything I'm scared of. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 mana, essentially. Thragtusk, we have no answer. I can look for one. I feel like I should. Because that does start becoming a serious issue. I can't Tails End it. I can Tails End a trigger, but that's not great. Alright, we get another Scry 2 draw 2 for 1 mana. Yeah, the mana ability is alright, but it's really not that strong right now. It's not doing anything. If that's all they're flickering, we are gonna win. This... Wait a minute. Alright, how much mana they got up? 3. So I can make them flicker right now? I guess I do want to land now. I think I'm gonna just force them to flicker their thing now, so they're tapped out on my turn. This seems pretty good. And they can't flicker Flag Tusk. They can't flicker Thragtusks now. Oh, they can, actually. Look at that, because they can float the mana. Never mind. Never mind. I can do it still. They choose not to. Interesting. That is strange. Could have floated mana and kept Thragtusk to do the thing. But they chose not to. Okay. That's totally fine. They do gain life though now, but they're tapped out, and we can just blow up their entire board if we want. This lets me tutor for the exact card I'm looking for instead of just drawing more cards. So they're at 30 now. We can kill everything in play. What do we... Oh, that would have been good. We were one card too late. Okay, I'm going to play a red source, I think. Maybe it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. 10 mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could do X for 2, which is 10 damage to 2 targets. I can Electro Dominance for 3. Electro Dominance for 3, killing Thragtusk. It's the only way they're gaining life. I don't care about the rest of this. It's not really killing me. I have the biggest creature in play. Well, for a while at least. Then we can just run out Baral. Might as well. Yep, we got a 3/3 now. Don't care. Can't do that. I can just solve the equation right now. Because it's a sorcery. I can find a counter spell. I feel like I kind of want to. Sublime Epiphany costs 2 mana, which is absurd. This actually just costs 2 mana too, which is even more absurd, actually. Yeah, let's just do that. Kind of forgot I could do that. Oh, I could have played this first, though. That was a mistake, obviously. Okay, now we pass. Yeah, I could have had this in play, finally. Yeah, that was a whoopsie. A wee bit of a whoopsie there. But we get another counter here. Lands. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 mana. 9 to 11. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can do this for 4, which is 16 damage, killing their entire board. But that doesn't seem like it's worth it. But I will do it to just kill their board. Or at least the 2 creatures, I guess. Actually, we can just do it for 2. Kill these 2. I don't care about this at all, and I still want to leave up some of my own mana. So we can just do this for 2, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 mana. And just leave up a bunch of mana. Can't really do anything about this, so. And I'm not in any position to care about them doing anything else. We have 2 counter spells. And I don't even have to counter their commander, actually. Because it doesn't do anything unless they have something else in play that matters. So I can just completely ignore their commander. And it costs 6 mana, so if they do cast it, it costs their entire turn. So maybe I could just counter it, maybe it'll just scoop if I do so. But I don't see a reason to. They could have uncounterable problems. Alright, well, I do have to counter that. Yeah, they're probably going to scoop no matter what I counter. But they did play something that demanded an answer. Sort of. Now, my commander going away, it's not like I can't just recast it and start over. I didn't really have anything left in hand that demanded a bunch of mana. Also, if my commander died, I now had a Memory Deluge that was going to see 7 cards. So, it wasn't even that bad if our commander died. Memory Deluge is closer to like a 4 mana draw 4, because it is the same card twice, right? It's not like I have 2 copies of a 2 mana draw 2. It is in the same card, giving me 4 cards. Three lands, Mastery's not doing anything. This doesn't seem great. What are we up against? Mardu. Lightning Helixes? What? Okay, so War Leader's Helix, rather? Deal 4, take 4, gain 4. I'm fine. Can't really do my commander on curve. It's Mardu though, so it's hard to keep my commander alive. Really, ever. It actually can't go face, so it like only has my commander to hit, which is kind of unfortunate. Maybe we can keep them off the board and never let them mutate, but we still have to deal with the rest of their deck killing my commander. It may be difficult to stop that. Well, that was a really, really, really good draw. Every time a non-green deck ramps early, you feel real bad. Alright, this is one of the few times I actually want to reveal something with the Snarl. One of the hand lands, whatever they're called. I don't think the old ones are called that. Yeah, I don't know what the old ones are called. From whatever set that was, I can't even remember. Alright, we actually get to save... Our commander doesn't just die right now. Alright. We can't kill that. I think we just pass, put a counter on this, and hope we can turn this around. Vadrik does outgrow Edgar eventually. Well, maybe not, because the plus, not necessarily. I do need an answer to this eventually. Lightning Helix. Okay, we don't want that to happen. So this is getting worse as the game goes on. I might as well run it out now. If I cast another spell on their turn, I believe I get a flip thing. Okay, like I said, bunch of removal. None of it's going to work. So now we get a counter here, and they cannot attack. Actually, they can't attack regardless, because they probably don't want Sorin to die. This cannot hit Sorin. Okay, my opponent does some weird stuff. I could have stifled this ability, but, I mean, there's so many abilities our opponent's popping off here. There's no way that's going to happen. Alright, looks like we're losing our commander. Do I want to loot this beforehand? I don't think so. That's unfortunate. That's actually really unfortunate. Alright. They can do it again, actually? Yeah, they can do it again. Maybe I didn't want to cast my commander. Or they could just do this as well. Yeah, I probably just didn't want to cast my commander. That was a mistake. Yep, that was a mistake. I'm not sure if you can Tails in mutate. I have no idea. I can blow up their red source with this, but they probably have a mountain. That doesn't feel great. I can do this at sorcerer speed to draw 3 or scry 3. Graveyard's not looking good. This is all just bad. I can start copying my spells. I think we're past that though. I almost have this going, the Bibliotech. Biblioplex. 7 cards in hand. Alright. How often do you get to scry 3 and keep all 3 on top? Doesn't seem common. It was probably wrong. Maybe I was looking for an extra turn effect. But I still want mana. This could have been a game where I just don't cast my commander for a while. And just sort of sit there. But the Sorin... I kind of didn't read the other plus. They actually have like infinite lightning helixes with it because I keep sacrificing these. Does it have to go in a vampire? Yeah, it does. Okay. I don't have much in the way of sweeping the board. Guess I'll just do this. I've never activated this before. Take action, goes to the graveyard. I think I'm totally screwed though. I can kill... No, I can't. I can run this out, but it'll just die. I can cast Mizzix Mastery. Getting Sweltering Suns Doesn't seem great. I think we just pass. I think we're just dead. Really not good at coming back. We're dead. We're going to move on. This deck does not really come back when they get to the board. Much like Baral. You just sort of lose when they have that in play, and you can't... If they didn't have the infinite removal lightning helixes with the exact Sorin, I think I can stay around. But the fact that they can keep killing my commander over and over... I certainly should not have spent a turn casting it, though. When they had two things in play that were gonna... Their commander and the sitting planeswalker both killed it, and I still played it for some reason. I don't think it mattered, though. I don't think I was going to win that. Okay. Rada. I like Rada. Shatterskull Smashing can do quite substantial damage. I don't know if it will this game. I might have to just play it as a land. Interesting land decision. Alright, it comes in untapped next turn if I decide not to do it, so... And I want to kill Rada immediately with Fire Prophecy. Take it out of the game for quite a while here. The opponent just doesn't have a land, so this is really bad for them. Pay 3, swing. It means now if they're not doing anything again, they're also not killing my commander. It also gets a counter on their turn, I think. Because they have to play a spell on their turn. Alright. They top deck probably the best land in their deck, an untapped red source. Certainly the best thing they could do there. And that's what they did with it. That's unfortunate. Alright, so no commander for us. Not capitalizing on them missing mana now. Oh, good. You got me. I missed a land. I could Fire Prophecy DRC. That seems ridiculous, though. Okay. They did not go for their commander. Strange. Need that. Put Mizzix Mastery to the bottom? No, we can put this to the bottom, I think. Alright. They're still in a position where they sort of have to get through my stuff. I don't necessarily need my commander in play, but it does make it way easier, obviously. Wayward Swordtooth? I'll counter that. That can go away. Certainly negate not as strong as like Essence Scatter in this form matchup. And then we can do this as well. Nope, don't want that. Ooh, that's another removal spell, actually. That's fine. So now they're in a position where they have to, yet again, kill our commander. It has to be sort of a cheap removal spell here. They are red, but my Rada list does not run a lot of removal. Certainly not super relevant. Oh, they have a land on top? Wow, that's crazy the one turn they have it. That's actually insane. Alright, so we're going to kill their commander, though. Guess I'll do it with the one that deals less. You know, I should have Beacon Bolt in this deck, which is basically 2 copies of this, and Beacon Bolt is not in this deck. Definitely should be, though. And I will play an untapped land. Another scenario in which I reveal a land from hand, which I'm obviously never a fan of. Fine. What does this do? Each player shuffles their grave... Oh, that's actually pretty good. They shuffle away my graveyard. That's pretty good. Now, they can't do it at instant speed, though. Is there any reason to time warp? I don't think so. I don't feel like I should. There's really no reason. I can just Mizzix Mastery, actually. I can take 2 extra turns with Mizzix Mastery. What else does it do here? Yeah, maybe there's something there, actually. We can do this, and then overload this. Electro Dominance for 2, and I actually have no answer to it. Strange that they would do this on a turn that I'm like taking another turn, right? So I can just recast this. Oh shoot, was that a flip that? Ooh, I missed damage there. I should have pre-combat done it then. Rip. Alright, so we can just recast our commander, and if our opponent yet again has a removal spell, so be it. Let's see it. Electro Dominance. Huh. That's a strange one. They should think that their commander's pretty important to get in play, maybe? And the best time to do that is when I'm tapped out, right? We have an answer, but I don't know. We'll see. They're definitely going to do something. Okay. Nissa. Alright. I cannot kill the manland before they're able to tap it for mana. So there's no reason to kill it right now or whatever. They went to combat, so now I certainly will kill it. Because they won't have the mana during their second main phase. Essence Scatter. That's right what we want. Right where it is. We also... No, we do not kill Nissa. If we Mizzix Mastery an extra turn, we do, but I don't know if I want to do that. Can I overload this yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can. Alright, so opponent might just scoop to this. I think I would. I can actually cast that now, too, yeah. Draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, it's over. That's crazy. So we were going to cast this as well. I believe you pick the order of them. So I cast this, I draw 3, 4, 5. I draw 5 cards, and then I have 8 in hand. So I draw 8 here. So I have 16 cards in hand. I'm taking an extra turn, and I have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Yeah, that's probably impossible for them to come back from, especially missing so many lands. We are tapped out, but we're taking an extra turn. If it wasn't for the extra turn, maybe you could do something, but pretty likely we found a land 2 in that pile, so we have played a land and had 2 untapped lands going into their turn. At least 1 guarantee counterspell of a creature, but they do have Nissa in play, and they would have had, like, well, I killed one of their forests. They would have had some mana, but not a ton. No red mana, but we have Baral, which is hilarious. This Biblioplex is quite demanding. You need exactly 7, and there's times where we actually have more than 7. So this is hard to pull off. Kind of... I don't even know if Reliquary Tower's in my deck, but certainly would replace Reliquary Tower... replace this with that. Certainly. But we are on the play. So we're going to keep this. Turn 2 Baral, which our opponent is actually not expecting, is really good. We can cycle a card with Syncopate, probably this. The new way they word kicker is it's on the enter the battlefield effect, not on cast. So you can like bounce and flicker kicker cards instead of just trying to put them to your hand to redo it. Even reanimating them actually works as well. Now if I don't cast a card, I can lean into the Biblioplex, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, this card is really weird. I think it's better in a slower matchup, a slower game, right? Like if this is 4-player, this would probably be great. Alright, we can also Chemister's Insight now, too. So now we're in basically the same position Brawl would put you in, which is counterspells and poking them for 1. Uro is one of the worst things to count. Oh, wait, no, it's not. We can exile it. Get wrecked. We will loot away... Okay, that's easy. That kills their commander, but I don't particularly care. Missing red mana here is not good. Should look for a red source? No, we're gonna just do this, actually. Fine. Fine. That's not 5 mana. Okay, any ramp spell before Tatyova comes into play is obviously great. Okay, they have no land in their graveyard that comes back over. Oh wow, we would have got there too. That's funny. Alright, so we keep in mind that our spells cost 2 less because of Baral. I guess I'll swing with it first. It's not like they're going to block. Then I'll play this, and now we have Rewind up because we have discount of 2 between the 2 cards. We actually get to untap 4 lands here as well, which is kind of funny. 1, 2, whoa, nope. 5-0 followed me, but he followed me when I wasn't streaming, so thanks for the follow, though. Unless he did, but I don't think I saw that. I think I would have saw that one. Alright, looks like they have a land or a 1-mana spell to play here. Probably have a land in hand, because they went for... Oh no, they're deciding how to use Tatyova. So they're just like AFK and upset that I countered their card. Yep, I think they're a little upset here. Because they didn't even move to command zone, they're just sitting here. That's funny. Well, hey, I'm a blue-red counterspell deck, so that's gonna happen. Actually, we can just kill Tatyova even if it did resolve. It can't even be indestructible with this thing. This card is weird. 3 mana, deal 5, lose indestructible. Oops. Lose indestructible. Losing indestructible is... How many things are like 5 power and 5 toughness and less that are indestructible? I don't even know. Yep. Alright. I don't know if that just makes them lose here. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. So now they just don't have Tatyova in their command zone? If they decide to come back, which I don't think they will. Oh look, another counterspell. What does this do? Next instant or so? Okay, no. Could have done that, but I'm not going to. 5. So we Temple, Scry. Ooh, that's good. Foretell. Swing for 1, and then we wait for the ropes to just make them lose. Because they have to choose to block or not. And they aren't here, so now we just win. Beam, boom, beam, boom, beam, boom, beam. I need elevator music. Alright, so we're 2-1 now. Crucible of Worlds. I believe there's another version of this in the game. The 3 mana 2/3 Ramunap Excavator. Could have kicked this to... When you kick... Okay. Oh, it didn't make them... Huh. It didn't end the game. That's weird. I don't know why. Usually it does on the second one. I don't know. I doubt that they're here. Doesn't seem like they're here. So now they're paused on this. It means they have an instant in hand. Otherwise it's impossible for them to hold priority on a Vadrik. So they have an instant in hand. And it's also not a counter spell. It could be like a Tail's End, though. That does counter Vadrik's ability. Or whatever the other one is, Disallow. It's funny how much information you can gather from just when the game pauses. And a lot of people don't really respect that. Like, you can learn so much of what's happening in your opponent's hand from just priority being passed. Like, oh, they have no instance, so you just know that because of how the game is holding priority for you and stuff. Like, we knew they had an instant that they could cast right there. And so it was not a counterspell unless it was Tail's End or Disallow. I'm going to re-roll this one because I haven't done it yet. Rip. I always re-roll for the 750 quests. But if they land on 500, it's not like I sit on them and save them. That's a little too min-maxy. Alsrit. Interesting name. Playing 6 mana Vraska. Pretty cool. We have double counterspell for Vraska. But Vraska's not particularly strong. Just makes a couple 2/2s. The -3 is decent, but it comes into play so late. They are green, so not necessarily like super late, but still pretty late. And the ultimate actually doesn't win you the game. If you stabilize on one, you know, what are they going to do about it? I like this one, I think, of them all. Now, our commander is very likely to die over and over, unfortunately. But I think that's fine. And if it doesn't die this very turn, it's going to be very difficult for them to kill it. Alright, so it doesn't look like it's going to die. So now our opponent is in it for the long haul. If you have no lands in your hand, seek a land. Yeah. So I play a tap land and I pass. So far only one ramp spell from the green deck. And it's actually a mana rock. No cultivate. Or whatever the other 3 are. Dreadhorde Invasion. Now that is annoying because it's going to keep happening. So I think I like negating this. I could just let it happen though. They do lose a life every time, and it's not like the zombie is ever gonna get to 6, and if it does, I can just kill it, or bounce it, or tap it forever. Okay, I don't care about that either, actually. They played 2 spells on their turn, so I think I actually get another counter here. Do I discard cards? Discard up to 2 cards, draw that many? No. Yeah, because they played 2 spells in their turn, so we actually get 2. Seek 2 non-land cards here for 1 mana. Seems absurdly powerful, especially when our opponent doesn't know what they are. DRC, that's fine. Play a land that doesn't give me decisions, and I swing. Vadrik is significantly stronger than Baral, that is for sure. Especially with an additional color. This does need a little bit of assistance because it's not like Bitter Blossom. It all does go on 1 creature. It goes tall instead of wide. If it's big enough, it certainly pays for itself, but that's like 6 turns, which is insane. So I kind of assume there's going to be more things that... Shoot, that's actually pretty good. Now, I can kill the first copy. I can make them pay 1 and then make it so they don't have a minute to do it again. That's fine. That's fine, let's do that. Murderous Rider? Haha, nope. Ooh, they don't want to play anymore. So we get another counter on Vadrik, too. That's great. Alright, 4-1. There was almost an avenue to just wait 20 turns till the Dreadhorde killed them. That was definitely possible. There's also a card in my deck that perpetually taps a creature, and they have to like pay 8 to untap it. So I could just tap that 1 zombie, and it keeps getting counters because it's not Bitter Blossom. Alright, opponent saw what they were up against and didn't want to play Magic. I totally agree. Our hand was also absolutely insane against Cody specifically. So yeah, that's a reasonable scoop. 5-1. Feel like that is an abysmal matchup for Cody, which is hilarious. Cody is a 1/4 though, so my 3 damage spells don't kill it. It's just a matter of getting it to resolve, and it's not impossible. Really no creatures in their deck. A lot of big threats, so I have to make sure I have constant counter spells. Like, if they ever tap it for mana, they get 2 spells, and it could be kind of hard to get out of that, honestly. Okay, we got Baral yet again, but only 2 lands here. But we're on the play... I don't know. Baral's great, but is it good when you have absolutely no counter spells? I don't think so. Alright, counter spell, Memory Lapse, but no red mana again. Fine. We almost wish this was Baral, actually, with this hand. That's kind of funny. Ooh, Duress is extremely good against us. They probably take counter spell, and they probably would take this if they could, but they're taking counter spell here. They took the card I would never take in a million years. I think counter spell is just better than this. This could time walk you, but alright, so they have to have a bunch of creatures, and I don't think there's much decision. I think I'm doing this no matter what happens. Like, their commander demands creatures, not necessarily removal, but they probably have, you know, a bunch of both. I have to play this as a land. I'll play it untapped so I can run this out. And if this lives, it's also extremely powerful. So they have to have yet another removal spell. But it is a black-white deck. Should expect a boatload. But if they're not doing anything other than killing my stuff, I think that is an exchange we're happy with, as we don't play to the board, while our opponents do. Okay, that was good. Can leave up a... I can just leave this up to draw things, or I could just play this. Maybe a sweeper. We do lose to a sweeper, almost. So I could just leave up mana for things. That seems fine. This is an instant, so I don't have to do it right now. Yeah, we'll just not do anything. We can also perpetually tap one of these. They aren't creatures, but when they become creatures, we could do that if we chose to. From what our opponent sees, we actually don't have anything that's good to copy with this. So. They had a sweeper, so that was actually a really good play on us to play how we did. I will double counterspell this. Oh wait, do I not know how my cards work? Oh, it's just draw. It doesn't copy. Okay. Extremely similar, given the 2 cards I played, but... yeah. Now, I could have played this on my turn to hit them harder, but that doesn't matter. I could use this to make things super discounted on my own turn by making my commander's power super high, and then in that turn sequence have a ton of stuff, a ton of extra mana, basically. DRC seems fine. Electromancer seems alright, but DRC actually looks at cards. So there's that. I don't really care about my opponent's commander. Not really. We don't have many creatures in our deck. Also, I misread it. This is not the... This is the one I played. My list has a bunch of removal, because the other one picks up your own creatures. This one picks up your opponent's creatures. Okay. I don't really care. Sure. This has been very, very annoying. Certainly could have taken that into consideration, but I didn't. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to swing. They do have to actually die. And you can only have 1 coin counter at a time? No, you can have as many as you want. Okay. Sure. Now we just kill it. That was weird. Oh, they put a coin counter. They went to put a coin counter on it too, so we actually... They don't even get a coin counter this turn sequence. Oh, they found it. Do they still get a coin counter on it? They probably do. Well, we would like this, so I guess we're gonna keep it. Well, that's... Oh, it did not get a coin counter. Okay. I can go to try to kill it again. I have no land cards in hand. Seek a land and a non-land. Yep. Kind of need to do that. That can go away. Well, it's a tap land. That's unfortunate. They have protection from everything, so... Well, they drew one card off of my Emeritus so far. They go to put a counter on it again, I can kill it again. That is not an instant or sorcery, and that does not put a coin counter on this before it dies, so we are totally fine with that. And this reanimates any graveyard, right? Yeah. Alright, we're going to kill it now, because there's no point in not. They have no targets for the coin counter anyway, so... Okay, yet again, no lands. Can take an extra turn and then not really do anything with it. The fact that they're keeping me off my commander is kind of annoying. I just need things to do here. Fine. We don't know anything about their hand because the 2 mana they're leaving up is... It could be for this activation, so there might not be a 2 mana instant speed removal spell. But I don't think that is of valuable information. Now, if they put a coin counter on my commander, it doesn't do anything because it just goes in my command zone. I could just run out my commander and force them to kill it again. It's not like they're doing anything, so I could just run this out. They're really just not doing anything. And the coin counters have no targets right now. They will eventually... No, I get to choose what I discard, right? Yeah. They will eventually reanimate probably my thing there. Electromancer seems not great here, especially how I don't really want to cast it in the face of what my opponent is doing. And they're also extremely far from devotion, and it's difficult for them to maintain devotion. Alright, so they found an answer to my commander again. But that's fine. We'll just kill this, probably. Take action. Do we kill this? If we don't, they just get it back. I guess we're gonna... I guess they're getting it back no matter what, actually, yeah. Yeah, there was no way for me to... No, I could have killed it in response, actually. So maybe I should have done that. Now, I can perpetually tap this. And never worry about it. But it's too free devotion, and that might be a problem. This is a legendary. You can actually cast Temple Sundering off of it. Okay, yeah, probably should have killed this. Now we're just... Now we look stupid. Yep. Get rid of this tapping thing. It does lock down one of these two, but I don't see that as being super relevant. Soul Shear does kill Heliod, because it loses Indestructible, and we can just blow it up, which is kind of hilarious. We could double block this. It comes back, and they get a coin counter again. Doesn't seem great. In fact, I think we're just in a terrible spot now, because they have 2 cards that will have coin counters, and there's no way we can stop that. We played this really bad, because I don't think this should have been a scenario we have encountered. I think we should have been able to do something about this. Now they have 2 cards in play that we don't really have an answer to at all, and they just keep coming back, and that's really bad. And one of them is extremely strong. So that's kind of a problem. They put a ghost counter on Heliod? Okay. I would have put it on not Heliod. I also would have swung with Heliod. I don't know what that's about. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Sure. Okay, no, we lose. There's no way ever we're beating this. Why can I not cast this? Legendary? No, I thought this would work because it's a legendary. I guess not. I can kill Kaya. These are no longer creatures, but then there's this. Now, as long as they can't kill them, I guess that's fine. As long as these don't die, we're not in a terrible spot, right? Not necessarily. No, only one goes there, the other goes face. Yeah, I thought it was like legendary, or whatever the other term is. I can't remember. So we're gonna kill Kaya. I can't even kill Heliod because it gets picked up from the Kaya coin counter now, which is kind of funny. And now we just pass. Yep. So in this position, they're not necessarily doing a whole lot of stuff, but every time they cast a spell, they get to draw a card. It was definitely reasonable to never cast this. Definitely extremely reasonable. Starting to see that kind of blow back in our faces. Okay. We can kill one of them now and then kill it again. That's totally possible. Right? We can just kill one on their end step and then find a removal spell again and kill it again. But without the guarantee of doing that, I don't see a reason to do it. Oh, it's only sorcery. Okay. Disdainful Stroke. Does it allow me to cast my commander? Potentially. I'm going to try. I'm not doing anything else, so let's do that. Don't feel like it's good enough, though. Oh, look, they immediately drew a counter spell. I mean, a removal spell. I guess I'll counter it. Including the card draw, because it counters everything on the stack. A little bit of a bonus there. So don't top deck a removal spell. Yes, I will draw and I'll get rid of Baral. If they do not draw a removal spell right now, we can win. Oh, okay. It was the best card of all time. It drew a card and they get those back. Those two creatures back. Can we beat this? No. That was literally the best possible card. Wow, and then they draw land. If those were in the opposite order, we could, like, actually win the game. And now we probably can't. I can kill Skyclave forever. Actually, I see a line here. I see a line, so we'll pay like this. Scry 5, draw 3. So we can kill... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We can do this, that, and this. Holy crap, I think we have a line. So play red. Pass. These are both instants, right? Okay. That was huge. Double castable instant speed burn. I can kill Skyclave in combat. Use the 3/3 to block the Archmage, and then kill it when it comes back. Ooh, they didn't play around it either. Wow. Yep. Let's see them dump more mana before we do anything. Yep. And then we kill this, because it's not going to come back. And we kill Archmage with the 3/3 we're going to get. And then we can kill it again before they get the coin counter. So that was pretty huge. Block here, it comes back under their control, and then I can kill it. Yeah, that was actually insane. They have no Heliod thing other. Put it on itself, fine. Comes back. We kill it now. Yep. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's insane. Oh. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they have a 3/4 flyer and a 3/3 beholder, which I suppose means I will not attack with my 3/3. Wow, we completely swung this around, and we still have cards in hand. I guess this just shows the, like, fragile nature of this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not, they don't have it. No devotion. Athreal, I think I went like 2 and 7 when I played him on my video. It's just not very strong. Like, that was a position where you really don't ever want to lose. Like, that's kind of where you want to be, and it wasn't enough. Like, double Lightning Bolt was all I needed to just completely blow them out of the water. They also should not be attacking right now because they just leave Kaya dead. They should have absolutely tried to block with this. Trying to kill me really quick. I guess there's something there, but I'm not seeing it. Because without Devotion, I don't think you have a chance of closing this out anytime soon. So we can just kill Kaya now, and the Devotion goes back to square one. If I don't cast a spell, this gets a thing, but I don't see a reason to do that. I can just do this instead. Just bounce, I guess Athreal's, because it costs more mana, right? Oh, right, take an extra turn first. Yeah, just bounce that. I don't see a reason to bounce Heliod. It just costs 6. Just tap them off the turn, basically. Draw 2. I can even discard it if I want. Play this as a land? No, we... Yeah. And then maybe discard this with this. So, yep, that worked. That was good. Alright, that's cool, I guess. How many times can I kick this? Any number of times. That many target blah blah blahs. So land, Thousand Year Storm. I've never actually pulled that off. We can kick and get 1, 2, just 2 cards here. Is that better than this? Probably not. But I've never cast this and I want to. Pay. Can I do it again? Yeah. So exactly twice. Getting this and... Oh no, it's only instants. Oh no, I didn't read my card. Oh no, I'm dumb. Can I do anything else? Fire Prophecy? It does draw a card. I guess we're doing that now. Whoops. Just put it here. Yeah, it doesn't kill it, so... Loot away... Abrade. Oh, that was good. No red mana, though. I guess if they're not swinging with the 3/3, I can just swing all out. They're pretty much locked into casting their commander anyways. I don't really feel comfortable countering their commander if they drew another card that I want to... Oh no, I'd have to be able to Disdainful Stroke it, which I could if they drew exactly a 4 or 5. But I think I'm just going to do this. There's a very high chance they did not draw something that I could Disdainful Stroke. They drew something I could Disdainful Stroke. That's actually crazy. Alright. Opponent has drawn very, very well, but apparently Athreals can't seem to capitalize on the strong draws. It's kind of unfortunate, honestly. Because I really do like Athreals. I like seeing people play it too. Alright, we'll just run this out now. Commander costs so much mana. We could just not worry about it. Is there anything we could play right now if we did this? Maybe. No, we just wait. Just wait. Could hit a counterspell though, but Athreals isn't doing anything. Yep, they're not even going to try. Fortunately, they activated the one we're not scared of. Oh, they can do both. Okay. Couldn't they have? They could have absolutely activated both of these, so I don't understand the line here. That seems very weird to me. Because they're trying to close the game out, but they didn't activate both. Okay, they just don't want to play anymore. Yeah, that was... If they activated both, this is a 4/5 because it's got a counter on it. They swing all out. I take 7? Or I guess I kill this, right? Whenever you cast, copy it for each other instant or sorcery you've cast this turn. So I wasn't really going to get any value right now. I wasn't going to get a second Pyre. Unless I cast this first, and then I get a second Pyre, and I have 2 of them that could kill this. And then from there, this is hard to do anything on its own, because I could just double block it forever. So yeah, if they did activate it, they could have done... I could have had a different line. I really thought I was totally screwed in that game, and we turned it around really, really decidedly, too. Poor Athreos, dude. Poor Athreos. That is exactly where you want to be with Athreos, and it wasn't good enough. They stole... We barely have any creatures, too, and they stole one that actually did something for their deck. And it did things. It did those things for their deck, and it wasn't even close. Wow. They just couldn't close the game out. Alright, so this is another 6 mana black-green Planeswalker, except I think this one is a bit stronger than the last one we played, which was Vraska. A cool thing about Baral is he baits removal. Oh, we do have Reliquary. Alright, don't listen to me. Can't remember what the colorless lands are in my deck. I don't really like Field of Ruin. I might take that out. Never feel like I'm in a position to do this, and it never feels like there's a land my opponent ever plays where I'm like, man, I hope I can just kill it real quick. Like Feel the Dead, but it usually takes forever for them to do that. Alright. Didn't seem like there's a removal spell for Brawl. Opponent probably very aware if they don't deal with both of these, it's going to be kind of difficult. Well, I guess they can live with Brawl sitting there. Okay. So now the game just got astronomically more difficult for our opponent. I might as well run this out now. It can only cost 1 less in total. It just let me play another land, which is just more counter spells. Actually, I guess I'll play that one instead now. Yeah, that's fine. Swing again. Alright, so that it basically was a 3 mana, play an extra land, deal 2 damage to our opponent. Which is sort of like a growth spiral with a shock. Wasn't the strongest extra turn, but it's fine. I guess I'll Spell Swindle a 4 mana card. I have nothing to do with all this mana, though. Get rid of Reliquary. Yep. I think I'm going to blow up Command Tower? No reason. They just get a forest. Alright, so we just swing and then do nothing again. Feels really bad, but I'm going to keep the land in hand for this. Or just Baral's loot ability. Yeah, Feel the Dead is certainly a reason to keep this around. Lately, I have not seen Feel the Dead, or games are just not lasting long enough for Feel the Dead to be good. I've noticed that, too, recently. Maybe it's just the particular commanders I've been playing. Like, this closes it out kind of fast. Not necessarily. The mono black combo deck, turn 5, the game's over, so you don't really need Feel the Dead, right? But this deck certainly could make it to that point. I also have seen a lot of Crucible of Worlds too, so blowing up Feel the Dead actually doesn't answer it completely, as they can just pull it right out of the graveyard. I don't like countering Crucible of Worlds, but I mean, if that's the situation we're presented with, maybe it makes sense. Alright, our opponent is in the tank here. Interesting. Maybe they just don't want to play anymore? I feel like after I Spell Swindle and have 4 of these in play and didn't do anything with them, you have plenty of time. Normally with Gitrog? No, I don't think that's true. Tat Yova, Azusa, Gitrog, yeah, that's one of them. Renin 7, Rada. Any deck with Dryad in it. Alright, we will Syncopate that for 2. Yeah, we'll just do it for 3, doesn't matter. It's, I mean, 2 of it's just free mana, because we don't have to spend it. So, there's a ton of commanders that would really like Crucible. Really any deck with Fable Passage and Evolving Wilds. Like, my opponent could have Dryad, and it is actually really strong, because you can just pull the land out. It's not your commander, but anything with green that plays additional lands. Explore, even. You can pull a land out of your graveyard twice. So it's definitely really good, especially if you're running Field of Ruin, and you can blow up your opponent's lands over and over as well, leaving them with just basics. It's certainly an avenue to victory there. Very slow, but, you know. Even Golos, if your opponent just, like, blows your stuff up, if you ever feel like you're bumping into land destruction a lot, you kind of undo the damage. Crucible is pretty solid. Even decks like mine that discard lands, Crucible is solid, because I don't have to play them out of hand. I can get them from the graveyard, and then use the lands in hand to loot with Baral, or just discard to another loot effect or something. So there's a ton of different ways you can use Crucible. This hand is weird. This hand is really weird. No, I don't like it. This hand is cool. Ugh, okay, fine. No counter spells, but whatever. We can wait. No, we'll do this turn 1. It's the only tapped land. I don't want to get stuck with this being a problem. I also really want to get second red. We already have double blue. What are we up against? I didn't even read it. Pre-combat, look, blah, total life, exile. Okay, cool. We'll talk about colors. I'm just saying what decks can be good with, whatchamacallit, not necessarily Golos as is. I mean, it's even good in Joda, Crucible, because you have Faithless Looting, right? I like Faithless Looting, at least. I can see a reason not to, but... Do I kill this? I think I'm just going to kill this. Yeah, we're just going to not take damage. I don't know what our opponent's trying to do here, but it could be a... the 1-mana Spectacle draw 2, which name eludes me entirely. And then they play it instead of playing land because they get one off the top. What's the card name? Exile the top 2 cards of your library and then play the blah, 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 blah. Alright, so I want my commander in play. And if they spend a whole turn killing it, we are not unhappy. Looks like they have a lightning bolt. So we are very unhappy. Oh look, it's a lightning bolt. I wonder how I knew that. I knew it was lightning bolt because it held priority before they it resolved, so it was obviously lightning bolt. All right, well this is bad. Fortunately, our opponent's not doing anything. Was this K command? That would be kind of annoying actually, because I have a creature in the graveyard. Bone Crusher. Okay, that's not how I would use it right now. They did not cast their commander last turn. Very strange to me. Robber is a bit of an issue, but I have an answer to it. But I kind of want to get Exclude out of my hand, draw a card. Seems a little bit better. Oh, that's good. Kind of bummed I didn't have that, though, because now I can't... This is 2 damage. I could have killed this, but no. I guess I'll kill Bone Crusher Giant. That's really good, because now every time I kill a creature, this can keep coming back. That could be a problem. I don't have a way to exile that. I can kill it a bunch of times, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Opponent is leaving up yet another instant speed card. Baral is good, though. Baral soaks a removal spell. Actually, if I played Baral... No, I couldn't have just immediately went into this, but almost. Yeah, we don't care about Baral. We got the day-night cycle thing going on for no reason now. It's just in play forever. I want to not kill this as long as possible, right? We can take 3 for a while, right? What is this? Post main phase? Look at the top. It's the beginning of it, so they can't just cast it and get the trigger. Opponent doesn't even try. Alright, so now we'll do this. Do we want a treasure token? I like my hand. Yeah. And then we can kill... We get this, and then we do that. Obviously, I have no way of knowing what they're going to do post-combat, but we could have avoided taking 3 damage, I guess. They have another 1-mana spell? What is this, Fatal Push? I don't know. I'm going to kill this. Actually, I don't want to use my thing. I could just cycle this. I don't think I want to do that either, actually. Run out my commander. Demand another answer to it? Can I cast this? Let's see. Cast this. I've drawn one card. I'll draw another. So 1, 2. This would be 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Yes. I can actually Temporal Sundering right now. That's actually insane. So we take an extra turn and we bounce. I really don't like bouncing this, actually. Could just bounce. I can't bounce this. Up to? Up to. Okay, so we just bounce nothing. If I bounce it, it can just... It's another way to deal with this, and I don't want that to happen, obviously. No attack. Now we have to find something to do. Next turn. We have a discount of 2. We can have a discount of 3. This answers that. But this will probably answer more than one creature at a time. So I'll just run this out and pass. Maybe I shouldn't have cast that. I forgot about the day-night thing. I guess I'll look for a land. Now that I've committed to playing cards on my own turn. Yeah, we want that. We want that too. Okay, fine. Found a land as well. Couldn't really ask for more. Could just foretell? No, no reason to foretell, I don't think. Just pass. Alright. Pretty decent position. Don't feel obligated to counter anything at all unless it's immediately threatening me. Or killing Vadrik, I should say. No? That's good. But do I want to draw it? Not really. I guess I'll loot. I think it's always right to loot, so it paid off, kind of. So do I want to tap out on my opponent's turn right now? Is it worth it? Because if I don't, I'm just, what am I doing? I think it's fine to just not. And I'm not blocking, so I guess I'm attacking. Opponent has no lands in hand. They can reanimate their scrap heap, but that's obviously fine. Yep, that's fine. So we just want to counter here on Vadrik. The fact that scrap heap was going to happen, maybe I did want to end step this. But I want to flip the day-night thing, obviously, so we do it on our turn, and then on their turn we can cast 2 spells, which is pretty likely to have happen right now. I can also kill both of these. They're doing things without casting this. I don't understand. Like, they're going to swing for 7 without casting their commander first. Very weird. Makes me think their hand is some crazy, like, removal nonsense. I don't know. Oh, that's good. We keep that. Yep, that's another removal spell. Now, killing the scrap heap is not great, but, I will kill the... This is 3 damage, right? Let me just make sure. Okay, this is 3 damage. Because this is probably going to happen no matter what, and I just take 2 less damage. Ooh. Kind of ways away from actually killing our opponent with that. But it's certainly a satisfying win condition. Let me tell you. I do want to kill this again. We're almost to the point where we can actually just leave Vadrik behind and never have to worry about this hitting us. Because we don't necessarily win with damage. Okay, so you want to get your thing back. I think we'll lead with this now. Draw 4, then discard 2. Yep, want that. Oh, hey. A really good card. Discard 2 unless you discard an sorcery. I think we're past the Shatterskull Smashing. I like these other 2 burn spells right now. So we really don't want this Crusher to come back. So we're going to end up taking 4 from it anyways. But at least it's dead. Oh, well, that's really good. It's basically a 1-mana tutor for a 2-mana extra turn. Okay, yeah. They also took 2 damage. That's kind of funny. Alright, so this is another scenario they really wish they had their commander, like... I think I'm just going to kill the scrap heap, because I don't want to go super low against what's happening. With this ribbon sitting there. I'll keep that still. We also don't necessarily really need our commander to survive. Opponent hasn't even tried to cast their commander. That's so just weird to me. Okay, I discard 2, sure. Alright, we got the thing. We take an extra turn, but I think we lead with this first. Yeah. So what do we get here, I wonder? I can go away. There's a lot of options. This is good. Not as good when your opponent knows about it, but still really good. 3 cards seems really good, because card advantage seems nice, more so than just having like 1 really strong card. 3 decent cards are great. Just given how this deck works. We could get Mizzix Mastery. Is there an extra turn in the graveyard? I thought there was. This is not the Time Warp game? Okay. Probably still right to get it, so I can just get my whole graveyard and not really think about things. Take an extra turn. Opponent might just scoop. Yep. This costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We actually could still Mizzix Mastery. So we would have gotten this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We would have had 14 cards. Draw 14, discard 3, basically. Or discard 4. Discard 3 or 4. Tutor for another spell. Oh yeah, Mizzix Mastery was definitely the best target there. Wow, alright, cool. What are we, 7-1? I think we're 7-1 right now. R18. Yeah, we'll go again. Yeah, GG's. That was a cool game. I actually liked that game. It was strange that our opponent never went for their commander. It made, it did make me think more, because their hand was obviously more in on either keeping their board around or trying to deal with ours, which they failed at both. I think kind of casting your free commander at some point there it was reasonable, but maybe they wanted to feel like they at no point wanted to leave no pressure. I don't know, it was just weird. I'd have to go back and look at that game, which I'm sure I will. Alright, it's Tatyova again. I guess we lead with this. We can Frostbite something if it's a little baby. Oh, sweet. Cool, look at that. Turn 1 red source. Doing something. I think it's the first time in my life I've done that. But it's like, nah. That's funny. I feel like that's the one time someone's emoted me, and I don't think they're genuinely upset. They're just like, arg. Alright, so they don't do anything. That's really weird. This is a double blue hand for certain. This is a counter spell. Are we upset if we lose this? It's an instant that is... wait, what is this? Target legendary. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a counterspell. It could be a Growth Spiral. If it is a counterspell, am I screwed? No, so we'll do it. Okay. So they had another card in hand that's castable here. What is it? No, no, it costs more than what they left up. Alright, so now we kind of want to leave up cards. That is not a land. This is bad. This is really bad, actually. They're still leaving up that other card, too. Please don't be crazy. Are we gonna... Yeah. There's no reason to foretell this. No reason. It was an omen. Alright, that's really unfortunate. Actually, no, that's fine. What am I talking about? That's totally fine. Because they cast it, and they don't have Tatyova in play. Alright, please work. Thank Lord. Obviously, if this was foretold, we'd be happy, but we can't really try to do that perpetually. Don't see a reason to soul scar my own stuff. Opponent's saucing us with the rage. Just swing, pass, make it more difficult for them to do things. We have 2 ways to kill their commander. They tapped out completely to do this one, thank God. No Veil of Summer. Ooh, nice. They have a land again. Alright. Precog seems nice, but we have... Do we have another counter? We don't. So we just leave up removal? No, we look for lands, because I'm tired of missing land drops. You would be good, but not now. This would be good, but not now. This is another way to kill Tatyova. So I probably do want this. Oh my god. How many cards did I look at? 5? Jeez. Okay. This can go away. Can I get a copy of theirs, or is it creature I control? Creature I control. A second Electromancer actually is pretty good. Oh, that's decent. Are they playing a land with it? Okay, so it's not very strong then. I think holding the land makes sense, because obviously Tatyova... Oh, they needed the land to actually cast Tatyova, so that's fair. Found the land. I know it's a decent card on its own, but we can't afford to do anything about that. Abrade could be good later, but for now, I think leaving up 3 mana makes sense. 1, 2... Maybe it doesn't. Maybe this is just more reasonable. Okay. Now we can counter it twice. I'll certainly Disdainful Stroke it. I don't know if I'm going to Tails End it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because both of them do things. I don't know. Alright, so they have no land first, right? Because this is now just a 1-1 instead of a 2-2, because you play a land first. No reason to do that, no. We can just Tails End him later, right? And I kind of want to kill this, because they're super far from this now. And it does let them recast this, though. In fact, I might just kill this now and force them to, in the same turn sequence, now that they have the cards in graveyard, to cast Uro. They probably will. Oh no, because they have a colorless source. Ooh, they made a little bit of a whoopsie the way they tapped. If Emergent Sequence tapped this, then they could cast Uro, so now they can't. That's rip. This is unfortunately another tap land. We can do this now. Maybe just leave up Epiphany, because that seems insane right now. Right? I don't see why I wouldn't do that. Opponent just scries 2. They would have had the 6th card in graveyard from the Omen anyways. And I'm not going to Tails End that trigger. That seems insane. Play a land before they went for this. 5, 6. Oh, I guess they had to. Yeah. Okay, let's try to counter this. It's not too devastating if it doesn't resolve. Actually, maybe it is. But I don't have a choice. I pretty much have to counter the strongest thing they do, so. Return. So I bounce this, I copy this, and I Draw. It's in text order. So we did everything except the Stifle. Oh, wow, it worked too. Just snapped worked. We got 2 Electromancers. That's cool. That's good. That's actually really good. That's no bueno is what that is, actually. Yikes. Alright, that can kill us pretty quickly. We gotta do something about that. Pass the turn. Yeah. Double counter spell, but they get in a lot of 3/3s. Extra turns, they get 3/3s as well. This might be a problem. We have answers, though. The Scorching something. Okay, we can't afford to lose the second Electromancer. And I don't want to reset my commander again, so... Yep, we'll take 3. They also denied our ability to put a counter on our dude. That's kind of unfortunate. I want a turn sequence where no one casts anything to get at least 1 counter, but it doesn't look like we're going to get there. So we should probably just start casting things. We're going to get a 3/3 from this. I can also just do this now, actually. Pick up a randomly generate card. Let's see if ours is as good as our opponent's has been. Instant Swords? Instant Swords apply. This card is so stupid. This card is so stupid. That's... I'm sorry. That's just... That's horrible. This... It's perpetual. I can pick this up later and hit Uro too. This card is so stupid, dude. This card is so stupid. You know how mad this would make me right now? Oh my god. I mean, yeah. Oh, okay. This isn't even bad. Like, this actually does something too. Sort of. Not like crazy good, but you know, we'll do it. Dude, this card is so stupid. Okay, that and this. I'm so sorry, opponent. I am genuinely sorry I did that to you. That is just... That's a war crime. 1 in 10 instantly got Swords to Plowshares, dude. Yeah, no. No Tatyova for you. Oh, dude. That's bad. 1 in 10. 1 in 10. And then we got something that wasn't entirely useless, but, I mean, it could have been worse, right? Like, 1 in 10. First activation I've ever had on the card, and I got Swords to Plowshares. We countered Tatyova, I think... Let's see, it cost... So, 5, 7, 9... We countered or dealt with Tatyova 4 times? Uro wasn't really doing much. The fact that they had to keep playing lands means Tatyova is kind of like a sunk cost fallacy or bad feedback loop, whatever you want to call it, where you have to keep making land drops before you play Tatyova if it keeps dying for it to do anything at all. So you put yourself in a... You're just falling more and more and more behind. That's why I think Uro might be a bit stronger in your blue-green deck, because at least this always costs 4, usually. Maybe 3, then 5, and then 4 forever, if you want to just put it to the command zone once. This just costs 5, and 7, and 9. It was also a Desperation River's Rebuke. We almost didn't have to counter it there, honestly. But losing the second Electromancer, taking a turn off to recast things, could definitely put us into a pickle. But yeah, that was... That tome with the... Instantly getting Swords to Plowshares is... Oh man. Oh, so that's what that feels like, huh? That's what it feels like. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Of course, it's in the last game too, right? I like this deck a lot. The one game we lost, it was the vampire thing where they just answered my commander early, and then I mistakenly cast it again in the face of double answer to it, just sitting there in my face. I would take out probably some of these colorless lands. Like, this does not... Like, it's so specific. And then its ability may not even do anything, right? It's like, reveal the land, and then... Instant sorcery goes to your hand, but if it isn't one of those, it goes to the graveyard. We have a lot of instant sorceries, and we are only 2 colors, but you have to leave up 3 mana for this to do anything. It's something to do if you can't cast a spell to flip this, but I think this is better off just being a colored source. I really do. I like Reliquary, though. Field of Ruin, same. Kind of iffy. Obviously, that ability is nice. We have no way to recur this ability, so if your opponent has a land you really want to deal with, you better hope you either counter a Crucible effect or just not, just ignore it, right? Like, so I don't actually like Field of Ruin. It can mess up 5-color decks a little bit. They usually have one of each basic, which is not necessarily the strongest thing to do. Especially with cards like Command Tower in the format. It, like, color screwing your opponent is not a very strong avenue to victory. So I think I'm going to drop that as well. How many lands were we running, actually? 33. Yeah, very low land count. And we can pull it off. Early Commander makes your whole deck cost really nothing. So it felt like we were a little bit color screwed on the red sometimes. Or even the blue. Like, are there any multicolored? I guess there are. I think we can get away with some multicolored tap lands. It's funny, actually, both times we played this, it did come in untapped. I never get those to come in tapped, but it worked out there. Yeah, I think there's an argument. I mean, the Campus even, right? The Campus has a Scry one, which is pretty similar to the Bibliotech, whatever. And in both scenarios, you're probably not doing anything with your mana. This one costs 2 more mana, but certainly something there. And it obviously taps for color, which is huge. And could just run another untapped source, like a basic. What's the color distribution? A lot more blue than red, so you can add a snow-covered island. I like that. How do you add cards in this down here? How do I, like, add a... I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I know with this viewer, I can click the plus symbol right here. I can just click plus and add a land. Boop. Look at that. Oh, right, we have to add 2 cards. What was the other card I took out? Am I dumb? I don't know what I took out 2 cards. Oh, there were 2 lands. Right. 2 lands. No, I added a Campus and a basic. So what was the third land? What was the third card I took out? What? Well, anyways, it doesn't matter. That was a fun commander. I'll have the deck list in the description below. Certainly could see this deck not running Baral or Electromancer and just more spells, more all in on your actual commander, as it does something similar. And obviously, instead of those 2 creatures, you would have spells instead, right? So it's not like you're gimping yourself in any way. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.